Welcome to Healing Minds, a place where you explore your inner world and learn healing practices to a better mental well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Hello everyone, this is Tanya. Welcome back to my channel, To Healing Minds. This is where you learn healing practices that will improve your mental well-being, whether that's from depression or trauma healing. And in today's video, I am going to talk about dialectical behavioral therapy, which is an important practice that you can learn and implement today from healing any heavy emotions due to trauma or other related events. And an important part of this practice is nervous system regulation, because when we experience symptoms of trauma, our nervous system gets impacted in a heavy way, whether that increases anxiety leading to panic attacks, or the severity of depression gets too much and it just becomes unbearable for the mind and body, and you want to find practices that bring you back to a calm state, self-regulation of your nervous system. And that's something I will share in videos, and we are going to definitely learn a practice today for that. So if you are experiencing anything heavy in life, it is important, regardless of if you're seeking therapy right now or reading and learning, is learn healing practices for yourself so you can be on your self-healing journey. Feel free to leave comments to help the community grow. And let's get started with this video of a practice that you can start with today. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos for healing practices. Thank you. What is DBT? DBT stands for Dialectical Behavior Therapy. This practice helps you to change your way of thinking, manage strong emotions, and accept the place you are in right now in order to move forward with healing. It is a great skill to learn for stress management. Practices include mindfulness, emotion regulation, distress tolerance, and interpersonal effectiveness skills. In this video, you will learn about one of the practices called mindfulness. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to be notified of more videos using DBT. Mindfulness is about being aware of what is happening in the present, moment by moment, without making judgments about what you notice. You are focusing on one activity at a time, and by being mindful of what is happening now, you control ruminating about past events that can be distressful or cause heavy emotions, or worrying about events in the future. Even if this occurs and it produces anxiety or activates your depression, accept your feelings rather than fighting it or repressing it. This is a good practice to manage depression. It may be harder during the severe stage, and I covered the different stages in another video, mild, moderate, and severe. Once you get the severity of this stage under control, it will become easier to implement a mindfulness practice. I am sure you are familiar with the monkey mind. Your mind is jumping from event to event and you can't stop. You forget where you are and what you are doing at the moment. This is normal and will happen a lot while you practice mindfulness in your daily life. You will eventually get distressed from bad memories, trauma, or what your disrespectful ex-friend told you 5 years ago. This will place your state of mind as if the event is reoccurring. It is not to be disconnected from memories as they will arise. It is not giving them too much time or power to take you in a downward spiral, making your depression worse. Practicing mindfulness can be done throughout the day. This can be during eating, working, reading, cleaning, anything you are doing at the present moment. Here are 5 mindfulness practices that you can start today. Number 1, this one is a difficult one because we tend to want to judge right away until it becomes habitual. Judgment can hurt you because you may be exaggerating about yourself, another person, or a situation, and this creates intense emotions. Now, this does not mean to not be expressive, as demonstrating feelings is healthy. And yes, it is hard to not judge, as it may be based on fact, and you use that as a protective mechanism. That person is horrible, or that situation is unsafe, or describing potential threats. If that becomes obsessive, where you are always on alert when the person or situation is no longer threatening, and you keep ruminating about the judgments you created about it, then that is mentally unhealthy. I am talking about the self-talk that is making you feel worse. Number 2, choose any activity during the day and focus only on that activity. This can involve all your senses. For instance, if you go on a nature walk, by the way, which is great for depression, notice the sounds, smells, and observe and absorb the scenery. And when your mind drifts, or you start thinking of your stressors, take your mind back to nature. Another example is if you are working, focus on the task directly in front of you without multitasking, answering your phone, checking on social media, or online shopping. One more example is mindful eating. Instead of being in a rush or thinking about 100 stressors or your to-do list, taste the food, look at it, and smell the aroma. Eat slowly. It is not realistic to not have intrusive thoughts as they occur, but practicing mindfulness throughout the day, even for a short time, let's say for 10 to 15 minutes, works. It is similar to getting into the zone or or your focus bubble, as I call it. This leads to practice number 3. For the next minute, start thinking about a blizzard. Now, once you start thinking about it, it may be difficult to stop. It keeps popping up in your mind. That is the same with intrusive thoughts. It will show up. The more you try to stop the thoughts, the more they persist. 2 senses that can help direct your mind toward calmness is sound and sight. Choose one sound to listen to repetitively, such as the sound of chimes, Tibetan sound bowls, sounds in nature, to calm the intrusive thoughts which create intense emotions. Your mind will wander again, but redirect it to the pleasant sounds with deep breathing. Your other sense of sight is by choosing a pleasant object or picture that you can stare at for several minutes. Like daydreaming. Notice the colors, the texture, and take deep breaths. You can also do this in a natural setting beside a tree or flowers. It's to calm the mind. Another calming visual activity is to get an adult coloring book and start choosing your colors toward calmness. And it can be something fun. Number 4, mental noting. Take out your journal and set a timer to have 15 minutes or more of uninterrupted time with your thoughts. Don't be judgmental and write anything that comes to mind. This is your private space. And don't worry, you do not need to share it. This can be a memory that is causing you pain, or a current situation in which you do not know how to make a good decision. Or perhaps someone caused you emotional distress and you need to vent and understand how it has impacted you and how you can pull through it. It is anything that is causing distress and you need an immediate release by writing in your journal. Use prompts such as I am, I feel, I can, I will. You may be surprised at something new you discover about yourself or the situation. Number 5 is body scan, which can be practiced lying down or sitting with your eyes closed or open. Choose a quiet place. Start with deep breaths so you will feel relaxed. This practice allows you to become aware of your body and where you carry tension. Where do you feel heavy, light? How do your clothes feel against your skin? You also may become disconnected from your body and need to reconnect to how your emotions are impacting your body. You can start from your head and move down, or start with your feet and move up. You slowly focus on each body part and how it is feeling. Is it tense? Is it in pain? Your emotions are connected to your body, and the places that need extra care, breathe deeply and spend more time in those areas to try to relax it. Those places will need more attention during the day by adding stretches good for that body part. Now, those were 5 examples of mindfulness that you can start practicing today. Thank you so much for joining this episode of 2 Healing Minds on Mindfulness. Make sure you subscribe because I will be sharing more upcoming practices on mindfulness and other DBT skills.